Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to my home and garden. So today we're talking about how to take your garden from drab to fab with garden decor. So I am going to show you not only thrifted decor, but also new decor in the garden, and we are going to combine them and make it a beautiful place to hang out for the summer. So come on with me, let's get going and let me walk you around my garden and show you how I've incorporated this into my garden so you can be thrifting for these items. You can also buy new items, and you may have some of this already. Let's get going. So welcome to the back garden. So the first thing you're going to notice is on this side, the roses are starting to open. So having the roses or some sort of flowering vine on your trellis is going to actually be really beautiful and add that next layer of accent to the trellis. Another thing that I've added is a cute little garden chair. Now you could use this as seating, but you could also put a basket of flowers on it. You could put a decor item on it, statuary item on it, just for a little extra accent there. And then we have the urn with the pretty topper on it, and just welcome a person into the back garden or as they're leaving the garden. Of course, a garden shed is going to be a huge decor item in your backyard if you have a garden shed. So if you do, play it up. Decorate it. You can put window boxes on this outside of it like I did. That's going to add extra charm and give you a really nice garden accent. You can do all kinds of things. You could add mirrors on the outside, decor, hanging decor, depending on your aesthetic and your style. So of course, a garden shed and window boxes are an added bonus. And if you don't have a garden shed, you can still add window boxes in your back garden. Think of areas that you could put them on. I've had them on a fence before. I've put them on the house before, on the deck. So if you've got a spot for a window box, add a window box. So if you are thinking of adding a garden shed or a greenhouse this year and you are looking for inspiration and ideas like I was a few years ago when I was getting ready to add mine, I have linked a couple videos down in the description from Laura at Garden Answer. Both of these videos I watched when I was getting inspiration and ideas a few years ago. One of them was all about garden sheds and was viewer submitted garden sheds. So give you a lot of ideas of different ways to create a garden shed. Where do you want your windows? How do you want the structure to look? And also one on greenhouses for those backyard, smaller type greenhouses, giving you ideas if you'd rather do a glass type greenhouse. So like I said, I'll link those down in the description for you to give you some inspiration. Now you can see I am setting up the table because this is one garden decor item I think every garden needs. You need to have a cute little table and chairs. Even if you're not planning to use it to set in, it makes a great garden decor accent to be in front of your flowers, to be tucked in. In my case, I like it out in the grassy area in front of the different plantings. We do have those emerald green arborvitaes that we use as a living hedge in the back to be the backdrop of the garden. So it just is a really pretty focal point having a little table and chairs, and you can find these thrifting or you can buy them new. In my case, it's a mix of both. The chairs were thrifted and the table was new. Below in the description and pinned in the comments is a free garden checklist that I made for you. It has a few of my favorites, not only in flowers, but also in hydrangeas and roses. I've also included thrifted decor that I really like in the garden and new purchased items that I've got for the garden. So if you are needing some inspiration, or maybe you're looking for some new plants to add, these are things that I have tested in my garden and I really like. So now this is my space between my garden shed and my fence I'm creating like a little secret walkway that's going to go to the cut flower garden on the other side of the garden shed. So what do we have here that's pulling people in and also being beautiful accents? Well, on the far side, we have a thrifted mirror on the fence. We have the totur that has the Eden rose on it. The rest of the cute little thrifted set, the chairs over by the climbing rose, well, we have the little settee and the little end table here. And then I've got a little bit of decor setting here and some herbs growing and a little pot of flowers. So just a lot of little decor items that are accents that look really beautiful. Taking a lady's scarf. I like to find ladies' scarves. You can pick them up thrifting, very reasonable. You may even have some in your closet that are the cotton, pretty. Right now I'm doing more of that springy color, and just draping them over your furniture and then setting a pretty thrifted bird cage type item on your chair, tying it all in together with a little bit of garden decor. Looks beautiful. Another thing I have is our thrifted bird cage with the beautiful hook here that we created. We did a DIY on this, and that was a really fun DIY. Check it out. A few weeks ago, I spotted this at Goodwill. Immediately, I thought, would this work for a DIY that I wanted to do? I had seen a picture online that I really liked and thought it would look nice out in the garden. So I went ahead and purchased it and gave it a nice new coat. Now, it was already gold, but it was kind of dull and a darker gold, and I wanted it more metallic and shiny. We're planning up our birdcage decor now. So we'll need a pretty hook, and I really like this one in the picture. I thought maybe Hobby Lobby would possibly have something like that. I looked online and couldn't find anything, but then I went to Goodwill and look what I found. Can you believe it? Now the clock was all scratched up and didn't work, but I thought, I wonder if we could get that off of the clock and reuse that bracket. It's perfect, just absolutely perfect. But as you can see on here, it is actually kind of welded onto the clock. So John is going to use a grinder and grind it off, and then I will paint the whole thing. Ta-da! He got it for me. Thank you. You can see that I got some additional stepping stones now. We picked these up last week, so we'll add the stepping stones in to go to the cut flower garden, which is under works right now. We have purchased in the last couple weeks 90 bags of mulch to remulch the back garden and also the cut flower garden, just giving it a nice top layer, which we do every couple years. But so it is in the works right now. But on this side, you'll see that I've got a row of hostas, and I have put in between the hostas these Hobby Lobby clearance little columns, just as an accent. Now, if I wanted, I could put a potted plant, statuary. I've also used these out in the back garden to just help prop up a flower. Maybe you have something that's leaning over and you need to give it a little bit of something behind it to hold it up. These work really good. So if you're looking for this type of decor, check out your local Hobby Lobby, or you can find a lot of those thrifting too. Okay, so this is a gorgeous urn set that I got thrifting, and then the top was from the French Market in Morris. And so they actually don't go together, but if you are out and you find a beautiful obelisk you like that is opened, and this also works with bird cages, cloches, that type of thing to set on top of the urn to make a combination. So we have this tucked behind the Sitting Pretty Roses. So it's just a beautiful accent. It's got some cowbracoa in it, some tricolor potato vine. So as this fills in over the summer, it'll spill out the sides. Okay, so our next item is our lady statue that was a thrift find. Now, statues you can tuck in all over your garden in different areas. They do not have to be in a prominent place. You can use them as an accent like I've done here, just tucked her in with the roses. So it just makes a beautiful line throughout the garden of, I'm repeating that same white color, that heirloom white color throughout the garden, and just giving little pops of garden decor mixed in with the flowers. In this area of the garden, we have a garden bench, which I purchased new, and I'll link something similar in the description for you. So a garden bench is awesome for your garden. It provides seating. It can be a focal point in your garden. It can be an accent that you tuck in somewhere in your garden. And you can put stuff on it too if you're not going to use it for seating. Now, if you're looking for urns, I got these at Lowe's. I have them linked below. The bases though, I could not find bases to go with these urns and I really wanted some. So these are actually Lowe's bird baths that I flipped the pedestal of the bird bath upside down and placed the urn on top of it. Now, if you are going to have these around children or in a high traffic area, I highly recommend that you glue them together. So we have our thrifted bunnies in here. They were a fun DIY that we recently did. Let me show you those.
This was a recent Goodwill find.
So Devin stopped by and she's helping me. So see my cute little rabbits that I picked up, but I don't like the twigs on them or the ivy. So we're cutting all of that off. And then behind us, we have a trellis on a fence. Now that's a wall trellis and I have that linked below. I have, I think 3 of those in my garden. I picked those up on Amazon and some of them have roses on them. Some of them have clematises on them, sweet peas, anything beautiful that can climb up those. As an accent, I put a little birdhouse on the fence that we DIY'd. So just tucking in little accents throughout the garden.
So other garden decor items that's going to take your garden from drab to fab are obelisks. Obelisks come in all shapes and sizes, and you can put vines and flowers on them, but you can also leave them just plain with nothing on them and use them as structural decor in your garden just to give a little pop of something to look at, an accent. Another great garden decor item, if you have a fence, a garage, a shed, any flat type wall surface, is wall decor. This could be architectural elements, it could be mirrors, it could be signs, whatever your aesthetic is. And you can pick these up thrifting or purchase them brand new to tie into your garden and add beautiful garden decor.
So in this area of the garden, we have multiple accents. We have a little statue back here on a base tucked under the lilac that I still have to prune up and trim. It's done blooming now. So once we get that trimmed up, it'll take some of this off her and you'll be able to see her more. It just finished blooming. We've got our beautiful wall decor that is actually a fountain. It would work if I wanted to hook it up as a fountain, but I like it more as just an accent on the fence, and this was a thrift find. Now on this side, we've got another one of those wall trellises that I just showed you, and it's got a little miniature climbing rose all over it that's just loaded with blooms and will look beautiful blooming here shortly. Another garden accent is to tuck in a spear. Now this was a thrift find, and then the base is a vase. Yes, a vase. I could not find a pedestal that I liked for it, so I found a heavier concrete resin type vase thrifting, and I ended up spray painting it to match the spear, flipped it upside down, and just tucked it in. Okay, another accent item is, of course, the fountain. Now, fountains are great if you don't have a fountain and don't want to add a fountain. You can always add a bird bath too. This is going to be a focal point in my garden. It can be a focal point in your garden, or you can turn it into an accent depending on where you want to place it in your garden. It's going to bring in a lot of birds to your garden. We have all kinds of bird action with all that water, and it's just very pretty and a soothing sound to set to. You can also do a smaller tabletop patio type fountain. If you need something smaller, they make all different sizes. Fountains are a great accent to your garden. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that gave you lots of inspiration and ideas. And if you are looking for more, check out this video and playlist next. Have a great week. Thanks for watching.